What's going on, everybody? It's Rick from Worms with Rick. Haven't been in this bin for a little while. This is the natural bedding bin. This has the burlap, and either it's completely covered with castings or they ate through it. I don't know. It is looking like they ate through most of it. That's pretty cool to see. I cannot remember what the last feeding was with this. I can go ahead and look back and to see what it was. One thing I do know, this is pretty moist. So the worms are loving it. Still seeing some fresh leaves in there, so that's a good sight. Kind of just got a little whiff of citrus. I've kind of explained this before. With this tote, there's grooves down here on the bottom, and every other time or so I like to really get down and aerate the whole bin. Wow, this is definitely the moistest. I guess moist isn't even the right word at this point. This is definitely the wettest these castings have been for me. But like I said, the worms really enjoy the moisture, so I'm kind of okay with it. I think what I'm going to do is rotate this and then check on this far side. Okay. Oh, yeah, there's still a little bit of that burlap. All the worms hanging out in it. Okay, so let's see how this side's looking. Definitely some dry leaves over here. This has pieces of the mushroom substrate. That's what's right there. There's a few pieces of the perlite. That was from the last time I fed it some of the winter rye. Okay. Overall, very, very pleased with how it's looking. At this point, the burlap is just going into the feeding area. And there's the other piece of burlap that I have. Okay. So I do have a nice feeding form plan today. We had a cucumber that went bad, so sliced it up, put it in the fridge, and let it thaw out. Also have an apple that's previously been frozen, and I'm just going to rip it in half, and pop that in there, and then give them a nice handful of some pulp. I know I have a lot of new subscribers. Basically, my brother juices, and his juicer pumps out these little kind of blocks of pulp. So then he saves it, stores it in his freezer for me, and when I visit him, he goes ahead and loads me up so the worms have plenty to eat. Okay. With this being a messier feeding, I just wiped off my glove and threw the paper towel into the feeding zone. I go ahead and I use eggshell grit. So I'm going to give them a good bit of grit with the feeding. As we all know, the worms don't have teeth. They have a crop and a gizzard, so they need a little bit of grit to help break down and process and digest the food. So I like to use the eggshell grit because A, it keeps it out of the landfill and stuff like that, and B, I process it and then I use it in the garden, my compost, and my worm bins. So it's something that I kind of use in the garden and inside the house. On top of the feeding area, I like to add a little bit of worm chow. This is just expired ground up oats, expired flour, expired cornmeal, and a little bit of pulverized eggshell. Typically, I go ahead and I bubble wrap the entire bin, but seeing how moist that is, I'm just going to keep the bubble wrap on this side, and I'll show you. So typically you can see it goes from end to end, but what I'm going to do is basically just fold it in half. And this is my other one. So this piece is a little larger, and to kind of notate what side I fed, I use this piece here. The side that's doubled up is typically the side that I feed. So because I want that to dry out a little bit before I try to harvest, I'm going to leave it like that. Glad to see a lot of new subscribers. Thank you all very much. If you are new to the channel and you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe so you can come check the other bins that I have out, and then you can come back and check out when I go ahead and harvest this bin. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them down in the comments. Thanks for coming along, checking out the video. Everybody have a great day.